My child, there are moments in life when everything around you appears normal on the surface, yet deep inside, something begins to change. You may wake up one morning and feel a strange stillness in your spirit. The same room surrounds you. The same people move through your day. The same responsibilities wait for your attention. Yet within your heart, there is a quiet awareness that something is shifting. Do not ignore that feeling. That gentle stirring inside you is not confusion. It is not weakness. It is not your imagination. It is often the beginning of spiritual awakening. I speak to hearts in ways the world rarely understands. I do not always announce my presence with noise, spectacle, or dramatic signs. Many times I move softly, like a whisper carried by the wind, touching the hidden places of your soul where no one else can see. You have spent so much of your life searching for certainty in visible things. You looked for answers in people, in achievements, in approval, in routines, and in plans. But there comes a season when I begin pulling your attention away from the noise so you can finally hear my voice clearly. That season may feel uncomfortable at first. You may notice that things which once entertained you no longer satisfy you. Conversations that once held your attention suddenly feel empty. Places that once felt familiar begin to feel distant. You may even wonder why your spirit feels restless when nothing obvious has changed around you. What you are feeling is not abandonment. It is preparation. I am teaching your heart to recognize a deeper reality. I am drawing you away from distractions so you can discover the peace that does not depend on circumstances. The world teaches you to chase constant movement, constant validation, and constant achievement. But my presence is often found in stillness. There are lessons your soul can only learn when the noise fades. I know there were times when you thought I had forgotten you. You prayed, waited, hoped, and searched for signs, yet answers seemed delayed. In those moments, you questioned your direction. You questioned your purpose. Sometimes you even questioned your worth. But hear me clearly now. I never abandoned you. Even in your silent seasons, I was near. Every tear you hid from others I saw. Every sleepless night I remained beside you. Every silent battle inside your mind was known to me before you spoke a single word. There were moments when you believed no one understood the heaviness you carried. You smiled in front of people while your spirit quietly struggled beneath the surface. You kept moving forward because you felt you had no other choice. Yet, even then, I was strengthening you in ways you could not recognize. Sometimes growth happens invisibly. A seed beneath the soil appears lifeless before it finally breaks through the ground. In the same way, spiritual transformation often happens in hidden places long before visible change appears. Do not despise the hidden seasons. The hidden seasons are where endurance is formed. The hidden seasons are where wisdom grows. The hidden seasons are where your dependence on me becomes stronger than your dependence on temporary things. You often ask why certain doors closed unexpectedly. You wonder why relationships changed, why opportunities disappeared, or why plans you carefully built suddenly collapsed. What you could not see at the time was that some things had to end so greater things could begin. Not every closed door was punishment. Some closed doors were protection. Some endings were necessary because you were trying to carry people, habits, and burdens into your future that could never survive the journey ahead. I know it hurt. I know there were moments when disappointment felt unbearable. But there are paths I prevented you from walking because I could see dangers your eyes could not yet recognize. Trust me even when you do not fully understand the process. Faith is not built only during victories. Faith becomes stronger when you continue walking even while answers remain hidden. My child, you are living in a time where many hearts are exhausted. People are overwhelmed by pressure, comparison, fear, uncertainty, and endless distractions. Many wake up tired before the day even begins. Many feel emotionally drained while pretending to be strong. And perhaps you know this feeling personally. You have tried carrying responsibilities that became too heavy for your heart. You worried about your future. You worried about finances, relationships, family, health, and unanswered questions. Sometimes your thoughts became so loud that peace felt impossible. But I did not create you to live constantly overwhelmed. Come back to stillness. Come back to trust. Come back to the awareness that you do not have to carry every burden alone. There is peace available to you even in uncertain times. The peace I give is not dependent on perfect circumstances. It is deeper than temporary comfort. It remains steady even while storms move around you. The world searches endlessly for peace through control, but true peace is found through surrender. Release what you cannot control. Release the need to understand everything immediately. Release the fear that tells you your future is hopeless. I am already ahead of the days you fear. Before you arrive at tomorrow, I am already there. Nothing surprises me. Nothing catches me unprepared. Even when your path seems uncertain to you, it is not uncertain to me. You must learn to stop measuring your worth by outward success alone. Your value was never dependent on applause. Your identity was never meant to be built upon the opinions of strangers. The world may celebrate people for a season and forget them the next moment, but your soul was created for something eternal, something deeper than temporary recognition. You are not invisible to me. You are not forgotten. You are not behind. Some of you have spent years comparing your journey to others. You look around and wonder why someone else appears to be moving ahead while your progress feels slow. You question whether your efforts matter. You wonder if your prayers are being heard. Do not compare your path to someone else's timeline. Every soul carries a different assignment. Some lessons require patience before they produce visible fruit. A tree does not grow overnight, yet its roots deepen long before branches stretch toward the sky. In the same way, your foundation is being strengthened even when outward progress appears delayed. You are growing in ways you cannot yet fully see. Do not quit simply because the process feels slow. Many people abandon their purpose moments before breakthrough arrives because discouragement convinces them that nothing is happening. But transformation is already taking place, even now, in your quiet moments. In your prayers, in your struggles, in your perseverance, I am shaping your heart. There are wounds inside you that still need healing. Some were created by rejection. Some came from betrayal. Some formed through years of criticism, disappointment, or neglect. You learned to protect yourself by hiding pain behind strength. You became skilled at appearing fine while carrying unresolved hurt deep within your spirit. But healing begins when you stop pretending you are unaffected. You do not have to hide your brokenness from me. Bring your pain into the light. Bring your fears, disappointments, regrets, and questions before me honestly. I already know the places where your heart still aches, and I do not approach you with condemnation. I approach you with compassion. Too often you judge yourself more harshly than I ever would. You replay old mistakes repeatedly in your mind. You punish yourself for failures from years ago. You carry guilt long after forgiveness was already available. Listen carefully. Your past does not have the authority to define your future. You are more than your worst moments. You are more than your failures. You are more than the labels others placed upon you. Growth requires grace. Healing requires patience. And renewal becomes possible when you finally believe that your story is not over. Some of you feel emotionally tired because you spent too long trying to earn love that should have been freely given. You exhausted yourself attempting to prove your worth to people who could not fully appreciate your heart. Stop chasing acceptance from those who cannot see your value. Not everyone will understand your journey. Not everyone will recognize your calling. And not everyone is meant to walk beside you forever. Do not let rejection convince you that you are unworthy. Sometimes distance is necessary for growth. Sometimes separation creates space for healing. Sometimes I remove certain connections because they were draining your spirit instead of strengthening it. Trust the process even when loneliness temporarily increases. Loneliness is not always evidence of abandonment. At times, solitude becomes the place where clarity finally emerges. It is often in silence that you begin hearing my direction more clearly. You spend so much energy fearing the future, yet the future is not asking you to carry all of tomorrow today. Focus on the step directly before you. Take one faithful step at a time. You do not need every answer immediately. You do not need to see the entire road before moving forward. Light is given gradually. Direction unfolds step by step. If I showed you everything at once, fear might overwhelm you. So instead, I teach you trust through daily dependence. And yes, there will be moments when your faith feels weak. There will be days when doubt whispers loudly. There will be nights when discouragement tries convincing you to give up. But do not build your decisions upon temporary emotions. Storms pass, emotions change, difficult seasons end. Hold on to truth even when your feelings fluctuate. You are stronger than you realize, not because of your own power alone, but because my strength continues sustaining you even during moments when you feel empty. Think about how many difficult seasons you already survived. There were moments you believed you would never recover, yet you are still here, still breathing, still moving, still growing. That is not an accident. Your survival carries purpose. The enemy of your peace wants you trapped in fear, bitterness, distraction, and hopelessness because hopeless people stop expecting change. But I am calling you to lift your eyes beyond your present struggles. Do not let darkness convince you that darkness is permanent. Morning always follows the night. Hope still exists. New beginnings still exist. Healing still exists. Restoration still exists. There are blessings ahead that you cannot yet imagine. There are prayers being answered in ways you do not yet recognize. Sometimes the answer arrives differently than expected, but that does not mean I am absent. Be patient with the unfolding of your journey. You often want immediate clarity, immediate healing, immediate success, immediate relief. But some transformations happen slowly because lasting growth takes time. A strong foundation is built carefully. Deep roots develop gradually. Wisdom matures through experience, and spiritual strength forms through perseverance. Do not rush the process that is shaping your character. The version of you that emerges after endurance will carry greater compassion, deeper wisdom, stronger faith, and clearer purpose. One day, you will look back and realize that even painful seasons carried hidden lessons. You will recognize how challenges strengthened your spirit. You will understand why certain delays protected you. You will see how moments of waiting taught you patience, and you will realize that I was guiding you even during times when you thought you were lost. My child, be careful what voices you allow to shape your thoughts. Not every opinion deserves authority over your life. Not every voice speaking loudly carries truth. The world is filled with fear, negativity, division, and endless distraction. If you constantly feed your spirit with confusion, anxiety will grow. Protect your inner peace. Guard your heart. Spend time in prayer. Spend time in reflection. Spend time in gratitude. A grateful heart sees differently. Gratitude shifts your attention away from constant lack and reminds you of the blessings already surrounding you. Even now, there are gifts in your life you once prayed for. Do not overlook them simply because you became familiar with them. Sometimes the miracle is not found in dramatic change, but in the quiet mercy that carried you through another day. Breathe deeply. Slow down. You do not have to live every moment in panic. You do not have to solve your entire future tonight. Rest, trust, allow your soul to recover. Many of you have been spiritually exhausted because you continuously pour into others while neglecting your own healing. You try to rescue everyone. You try to meet every expectation. You try to carry responsibilities beyond your limits, but even strong hearts require rest. You are not failing because you need time to recover. Rest is not weakness. Rest is wisdom. There are seasons when slowing down becomes necessary for renewal. Do not feel guilty for protecting your peace. Do not apologize for setting healthy boundaries. Not every demand placed upon your life deserves access to your energy. Learn to discern what truly matters. Learn to recognize what drains your spirit unnecessarily. And learn to release burdens that were never yours to carry. Some of you are standing at the edge of a new chapter right now. You feel the transition even if you cannot fully explain it. Old patterns are ending. New opportunities are approaching. Your perspective is changing. Your priorities are shifting. And although uncertainty may still exist, deep within your spirit you know you cannot remain where you once were. Do not fear new beginnings. Growth often requires leaving familiar territory. The next season of your life will require courage. It will require trust. It will require obedience even when the outcome remains unclear. But you are not walking alone. I will guide you. I will strengthen you. I will provide wisdom at the right moment. And when you feel weak, my presence will continue carrying you forward. Remember this always. Your life still holds meaning. Your prayers still matter. Your voice still carries purpose. Your future is not ruined, and your story is not finished. Do not surrender to despair simply because the road became difficult. Some of the strongest souls were shaped through hardship. Some of the wisest hearts were formed through seasons of waiting. And some of the most compassionate people learned kindness because they personally experienced pain. Nothing you endured was meaningless. Even your scars can become reminders of survival. Even your struggles can eventually help guide others toward hope. There is power in perseverance, there is beauty in resilience, and there is purpose hidden inside seasons you once wished to escape. So today, release fear, release bitterness, release hopelessness. Do not allow yesterday's pain to steal tomorrow's joy. Forgive where healing requires forgiveness. Let go where peace requires release. And continue moving forward one step at a time. You are becoming stronger. You are becoming wiser. You are becoming more aware of the spiritual depth within you. The journey is not over. Greater peace is ahead. Greater clarity is ahead. Greater healing is ahead. And even now, while you listen to these words, something within your spirit is awakening again. Hold on to hope. Hold on to faith. Hold on to the quiet truth that you are deeply loved, fully seen, and never truly alone. And if this message reached your heart today, take a moment to pause in gratitude. Speak peace over your life. Encourage someone else who may be struggling silently. And remember that even during uncertain seasons, light continues to shine in places where darkness once seemed overwhelming. Your journey continues, and you do not walk it alone. There will be moments ahead when you feel tempted to return to old fears, simply because they are familiar. Human nature often clings to what is known, even when what is known no longer brings peace. But you were not created to remain trapped inside cycles that continually drain your spirit. You are being called higher, higher in wisdom, higher in faith, higher in emotional strength, higher in spiritual understanding. The process may feel uncomfortable because transformation always requires change. And change often asks you to release old versions of yourself that can no longer accompany you into the future. There are habits you must outgrow. There are thought patterns you must challenge. There are fears you must stop feeding. You cannot continuously speak hopelessness over your life and expect peace to flourish within you. Your words carry power. The thoughts you repeatedly entertain shape the atmosphere of your spirit. So begin speaking life again. Speak hope even before circumstances improve. Speak peace even while uncertainty still exists. Speak gratitude even before every prayer is answered. Do not underestimate the importance of your inner dialogue. Many battles are won or lost within the mind long before they appear outwardly. That is why you must guard what you allow to live inside your heart. If you constantly replay fear, fear grows stronger. If you constantly replay rejection, insecurity deepens. If you constantly replay failure, discouragement expands. But when you begin focusing on truth, healing begins slowly taking root. When you focus on gratitude, bitterness loses strength. When you focus on purpose, confusion starts fading. And when you focus on my presence, peace begins returning to your soul. You do not need to pretend you have everything figured out. You do not need to carry the pressure of perfection. Perfection was never the requirement for receiving grace. Some of you delay your healing because you believe you must first become flawless before you are worthy of love, peace, or restoration. But healing begins the moment honesty begins. Healing begins when masks finally fall. Healing begins when you stop running from your own soul. I already know your weaknesses. I already know your fears. I already know the memories you rarely speak about. And still my compassion toward you remains. Do not confuse conviction with condemnation. Conviction leads you toward growth. Condemnation traps you in shame. I do not call you toward hopelessness. I call you toward renewal. Even now, there are parts of your life quietly improving in ways you have not fully noticed yet. Sometimes progress feels invisible because it happens gradually. A calmer reaction, a wiser decision, a healthier boundary, a stronger sense of peace, a deeper awareness. These small transformations matter more than you realize. Do not overlook small victories simply because they appear ordinary. A peaceful mind is a victory. A healed heart is a victory. Choosing kindness despite pain is a victory. Continuing forward despite discouragement is a victory. You have survived seasons that once seemed impossible. Never forget how far you have already come. There were nights you cried in silence. There were days you felt emotionally shattered. There were moments when your faith felt fragile, yet something inside you refused to completely surrender. That quiet resilience within you matters, and I have been nurturing that strength all along. My child, stop believing the lie that your life has no purpose simply because your journey looks different from someone else's. The world often celebrates visibility, popularity, and external success, but many meaningful lives grow quietly. Not every purpose is loud. Not every calling attracts attention. Some of the most important acts of love happen where nobody applauds. A kind word, a patient heart, an act of forgiveness, a moment of compassion, a prayer spoken quietly for another person. These things carry eternal weight even when the world overlooks them. Do not measure significance only through visibility. Your existence has meaning beyond what temporary culture defines as success. There are people whose lives will become lighter because you chose kindness. There are people who will find hope because you survived your own darkness. There are people who will feel understood because of the compassion your pain created within you. Nothing is wasted when placed in my hands. Not your tears, not your waiting, not your healing journey, not even your mistakes. I can bring wisdom out of failure. I can bring strength out of weakness. I can bring beauty out of broken seasons. You may not fully understand your story while living through it, but clarity often arrives later. One day, certain painful chapters will make more sense. One day you will recognize how protected you truly were. One day you will see how moments that felt like endings were actually redirections. And one day you will realize that even in loneliness, you were never truly abandoned. So continue forward. Do not lose heart. Keep nurturing your spirit. Keep protecting your peace. Keep choosing faith over fear. And when exhaustion tries to return, remember that you are allowed to rest without giving up. Rest and surrender are not the same as defeat. Some of your greatest breakthroughs will happen after you finally stop carrying burdens that were destroying your peace. There is freedom waiting for you beyond constant anxiety. There is joy waiting for you beyond constant fear. There is healing waiting for you beyond constant self-condemnation. But you must be willing to release what no longer serves your soul. Release resentment. Release unhealthy attachment. Release the need to control every outcome. Release the belief that you must carry life alone. You were never meant to survive disconnected from peace. And no matter how chaotic the world becomes around you, inner peace is still possible. You can still live with hope. You can still live with faith. You can still live with purpose, even in uncertain times, even after disappointment, even after loss. Your story still carries light. Your future still carries possibility. And your spirit is still capable of renewal. So breathe again, trust again, hope again, love again, live again, and never forget this truth. You are seen, you are guided, you are valued, you are deeply loved, and no difficult season has the power to erase the purpose still waiting ahead of you. Your journey continues, and you do not walk it alone. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you will not miss any spiritual message. Amen.